Have you ever felt that you just didn't have energy to do something where everything just feels like blah, feeling hopeless and helpless? And there are times when you're like, I used to be so happy. And right now it's like someone finally calls you a negative Nancy, even though you're like, I really don't want to be this way, but I can't help it. Now, what if you're not actually a negative Nancy and somehow it's just your nervous system's response to all the shit that you have gone through recently and in the past? So, we have this survival mechanism and state within our nervous system called shutdown. And this is a state that not a lot of people talk about, that is still a very stressful state. Most people think that stress is fight or flight, and it definitely is. However, when we get to fight or flight and we cannot meet the demands of fighting or flighting, we perceive that we cannot fight or flight whatever that stressor is, then we tip over all the way to energy conservation mode, which is shutdown, which really feels like disconnection in our body. There are times where our bodies are very difficult to connect to. It's very in terms of our thoughts. There it's difficult for ideas to come by, or our thoughts to string together, thoughts to string together coherently. And sometimes there's also this feeling of just wanting to like really just crouch, play small, hide, and isolate ourselves from others. And it's a state that, because we were such in a heightened state of arousal for a long time and we couldn't keep it up, our body goes into energy conservation mode, and we are just tired easily. Like things that we could do all day, every damn day, we are exhausted after doing it for just 30 minutes. Those types of things, it's because our bodies are physically not more than exhausted. It has gone into energy conservation mode. So this awareness is actually not a bad thing. It is good to be aware of this because now we can change it, right? So at this level, our energy levels are tanked right through the roof. And a lot of the times when we go through like the nervous system regulation type techniques, it's all about relaxing. However, if our energies are down here, relaxing the system ain't going to help it much. Why? Because our energy is already here. Why are we lowering it further? If I want to have water continuously in my cup and it's already 20% at the 20% mark, and if I want more, do I pour the 20% out? No, because that doesn't make sense, right? It's the same in our system. If we are in shutdown, the relaxation practices can actually make things worse for us. So, what do we do if we want to turn things up? We want to move, right? We want to be able to start moving our bodies. And I know that this is going to be very uncomfortable at first, but it is necessary. We can start with small movements and eventually build up with time. It can either be something as small as just, wrist circles, or, you know, um, neck circles like this. Just starting to move the body, starting to get the blood flowing in our body is super duper important. Slower movements, slower type yoga exercises, right? Deep flows, yin type exercises for yoga, or even just walking around. It might not, you don't need to walk a far distance. You just need to be able to start start moving your body so that the um fuel in your system starts to move around more, and then it can take you out of the shutdown. and it can add more energy in your system when it's low. And over time, this truly helps us to move out of this. And of course, we learn from our lessons. We want to make sure that we don't override our system too much when we're in fight or flight, so that we don't tip over to the shutdown phase. And so I hope a lot of this made sense. And there are wonderful ways as well. If you want to learn more, I do have an intro to somatics course that you can access if you want more information with regards to this, more details with regards to all the nervous system states, not just shutdown, but the other ones as well. Then definitely check those out. Comment intro to somatic resources below, and I can give you the resource for that for that. And so you can really optimize our health, because as you know, life is meant to be lived meaningfully, and when we are down in the dumps in this state, it can really slow our organs down. And as I said, the body is meant to move, and if we're fatigued so much, then we are also missing out in the wonderful capabilities of our body and what life has to offer. So this is really important for you to take action on. And if you want access to that course, definitely drop intro to somatic resources below.